AI isn't only changing technology companies, it's changing the service economy. The parts of the economy built on routine knowledge work, the layers of people, processes, and coordination that keep businesses running. And the next phase of automation won't look like robots replacing factories. It will look like software compressing services. Not all at once, but steadily. And once it becomes normal, it becomes permanent. For years, the big AI headlines focused on models, chatbots, image generators, code assistants. But the real economic impact shows up when AI becomes embedded inside service workflows. When it becomes a coworker, a filter, a checker, a router, a silent assistant that removes friction from the work. That's the AI service economy, and the question isn't will work disappear? The question is what gets automated next? Let's start with the basic pattern. AI doesn't usually replace an entire job in one move. It replaces tasks. Then it compresses roles. Then it changes organizational structure. First, individual productivity rises. Then teams shrink. Then the company redesigns how it operates. That's why the impact looks slow at the beginning, but it compounds. And in services, compounding changes everything. The first service layer getting compressed is customer support. This is the easiest entry point because support is already structured around text, tickets, routing, and repetitive requests. AI can answer common questions. It can summarize long threads. It can propose solutions. It can detect sentiment. And it can escalate edge cases to humans. That doesn't mean a company needs zero support agents. It means a company needs fewer agents to handle the same volume. And it also changes expectations. Customers start expecting instant answers. So the company that implements AI support well doesn't only cut costs, it improves response speed, which improves retention. This creates competitive pressure. If one company can provide fast support at lower cost, others must match it. That's how service automation spreads. The second layer is back-office operations. The quiet machinery inside companies, procurement, invoicing, reporting, scheduling, internal requests, compliance workflows. Much of this work is coordination, a flow of documents and approvals. AI is well suited to this because it can read, classify, and route information quickly. It can turn unstructured emails into structured tasks. It can flag anomalies. It can detect missing information. It can auto-generate first drafts of reports, and it can standardize processes. This is where silent shrink becomes real, because back-office teams often grow over time through complexity. New rules, new systems, new approvals. AI can reduce that complexity by making coordination cheaper. So companies will compress these teams gradually, mostly through reduced hiring and fewer replacements. The third layer is sales enablement and internal content. Not frontline sales, but the support layer behind it. Proposals, decks, CRM summaries, call notes, follow-up emails. Competitive research. Customer segmentation. AI can generate these outputs quickly. But the real shift is that it changes what normal sales capacity looks like. If one salesperson can now produce more outreach and better follow-ups with AI, companies need fewer people in the support layer, and they expect higher output from the same headcount. This is the pattern. AI raises the baseline. The fourth layer is compliance and risk documentation. Not high-level judgment, but the paperwork around judgment. Companies spend huge amounts of time producing documentation to satisfy regulators, clients, and internal rules. AI can draft these documents faster. It can check them against policies. It can identify missing sections. It can summarize evidence. This is not trivial. In many industries, compliance isn't only a cost center. It's a speed bottleneck. If AI reduces compliance friction, it can increase business velocity. This becomes a competitive advantage. But it also compresses the labor required to produce the same compliance output. Now the question becomes, does this reduce inflation? In services-heavy economies, inflation is often sticky because services depend on labor. If AI reduces the labor required to deliver services, it can reduce cost pressure over time. But the transition won't be smooth. At first, companies often capture the gains as margin. Later, competition forces price pressure. So the long-term effect can be deflationary in certain service categories, but only after adoption becomes widespread. And adoption doesn't become widespread until trust and governance mature. That's the next key factor, reliability. AI is powerful, but it can be wrong. In low-stakes work, errors are tolerable. In high-stakes work, errors are expensive. So the service economy won't automate evenly. It will automate where the cost of mistakes is low or where mistakes can be caught quickly. That means early automation concentrates in support and routing, summarization and drafting, internal reporting, basic analysis, and standardized workflows. Then it expands as governance improves. Now zoom out to the structural impact. The AI service economy changes how companies are built. Historically, growth meant more people. More customers meant more support staff. More transactions meant more operations staff. More complexity meant more analysts and coordinators. AI breaks that link. It allows revenue to scale without headcount scaling at the same rate. That changes corporate strategy. It changes hiring patterns. It changes wage pressure. And it changes which skills remain valuable. The most valuable workers in the AI service economy will be those who can do two things. 1. Use AI to increase output. 2. Make decisions and handle edge cases. Because AI handles the routine, humans handle the exceptions. So value shifts toward judgment, integration, and ownership. This is why entry-level roles may shrink, because entry-level roles often exist to handle routine tasks. If those tasks are automated, companies hire fewer juniors. That narrows the pipeline. And it changes career progression. The early career ladder becomes harder to climb. At the same time, new roles emerge: AI workflow designers, automation implementers, data governance specialists, quality control and oversight. But these roles often require more skill than the roles being compressed, so the transition can be uneven. Now, what gets automated next? The answer is anything that looks like a repeatable service workflow. A request comes in, information is collected, standard output is produced. A human checks it, then it's delivered. Wherever you see that pattern, AI can reduce labor. That includes insurance processing, basic legal drafting, accounting workflows, HR coordination, procurement requests, IT support, marketing production. Again, not full replacement, compression. The key change is that companies begin to treat services like software. And when services become software-like, they scale differently. That's the real shift. So if you're tracking the economy, watch the service layer, because services are where most jobs are. Services are where inflation tends to be sticky. And services are where AI can quietly change the cost structure of the economy. The AI service economy won't arrive with one big moment. It will arrive through thousands of small automations. And once those automations become normal, the baseline changes. The companies that implement AI into service workflows early will run leaner, move faster, and scale more efficiently. The companies that don't will carry higher costs and slower execution. This is why the next phase of AI is not just an innovation story. It's an operating model story. And operating models are where competitive advantage compounds. So the question, what gets automated next, is really a question about where the economy is headed. Toward leaner service delivery, toward faster coordination, toward a new baseline of productivity in white-collar work. And the winners will be the ones who redesign workflows, not just adopt tools.